It's crazy to think about it. Just 1 year ago, I made Rusted Cherry 0203, where I started my crusade. I didn't make videos, I made playlists. I was constantly trying to get people to bring status memes back to their former glory. Of course, nothing really happened cause I was such a small channel and was just hoping that someone would find one of my playlists and pray that they would just take a quick glance at the description. So I started over, I made a new channel, this one, the one you're on right now. After that, it's been a battle. A battle with my own mentality, copyright, the meme itself, yada yada. It's unfortunate that little to no progress has been made. But that can't be helped, you can't expect people to change overnight. Like the idea that the earth revolves around the sun, rather than the sun revolving around the earth. That idea, or paradigm, was largely ignored, laughed at, and criticized. It was only years after the idea was introduced that everyone was like, okay, maybe they had a point. Not saying I'm some genius with the best idea in the world that'll change how everyone sees the world. No, I'm just some kid that wants to take down an industry with a meme. Point is, people are hard to convince.
A person is smart, people are dumb, panicky, dangerous animals, and you know it.
But you probably aren't watching this to just hear that, right? You want some kind of motivation to survive this November. Okay. I'll give you something, but you must hear this first. It's a lengthy message, you can skip over it if you want. I can only say a bunch of words that'll make you feel motivated. But it'll only carry you half of the way. You have to find something to motivate yourself with. It can be anything, an object, an idea, a memory, a person, a goal, anything. But I don't have anything. With that, I can't help you, I can't just say believe this. And your problems magically go away. But I can promise this, you will find something, even if it feels like you won't. Life isn't light without darkness, it also isn't darkness without light, both exist. You might think your life is nothing but darkness, but it isn't. The light will show itself, even if it's just a moment. And once you have the light, you have to prepare for the darkness to show itself again. You can't kill the darkness, but you also can't kill the light, you can only diminish both to their smallest forms. Anyway, motivation is just a third of the whole, you also need the ambition to do something with that motivation. You can't just store that energy inside of you, you need to channel it into something productive, a hobby, a job, a dream, etc. And lastly, you must be aware of burnout. I suffer tremendously from burnout, so I'm warning you about that. Rest when you can. If you burn out, you'll risk failure. But if I'm resting, I'll also risk failure. So motivate yourself. It's a cycle, motivate, use that motivation, rest, repeat. But what happens if you do fail this November? Simple, don't just give up. Don't say oops, I failed. Well, might as well keep doing it. If you fail, here's what you do, clean up, think about why you failed, think of ways to avoid that, try again. You lost a battle, so what, you still have a chance to win the war. There's an extension you can use that plays a status template if you try to watch adult content, I'll put a link in the description. It's free and doesn't steal your data, #not sponsored. Anyway, you probably want to hear that speech now, right? Well, here you go. But, just so you know, I'm not the best with this kind of stuff. Life is messy. It's unpredictable, it's chaotic, it's crazy. You can't JoJo your way out of it. The only constant about life is that there aren't any constants. But despite this chaos, life organizes us into neat rows and columns. We all have our roles to play, with our fates filed in a straight line. Life has a plan and it'll carry it out. But you might notice that your fate is unsatisfactory, an unhappy or boring ending. But you aren't sure how to break your fate. You aren't alone there, no one truly knows how to break fate. Some people claim they know how to, but it's all smoke and mirrors. I sure as hell don't know how to. You can't break it, but you can change it. There is a difference between breaking it and changing it, just like how forgetting the past and moving on from it are different things. We aren't sure how or what breaking fate does, but we do know how to change it. Risk. That's the simplest way to describe it, taking risks. It can be a small risk or a risk that'll, at the very least, seriously injure you. Asking out that girl, or boy, I don't judge. Asking your boss for a raise. Standing up for something, or against it. The list can go on and on. That's how you change fate, you take risks.
When life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Make life take the lemons back. Get mad! I don't want your damn lemons! What am I supposed to do with these? Demand to see life's manager. Make life rue the day it thought it could give Cave Johnson lemons. Do you know who I am? I'm the man who's gonna burn your house down with the lemons. I'm gonna get my engineers to invent a combustible lemon that burns your house down.
Making life and returning the lemons is a risk. But if that risk is worth it, do it. Anyway, a mediocre speech, right? Hopefully it's enough for you. Now if you excuse me, I got some status templates to make. Oh. Speaking of which, I have an announcement, the list. The list is every series, movie, game that I'll make a status of. Now you're probably thinking, the list is really short. But that's where you come in. Yes, you. If you have anything you want to add to the list, just tell me, I'll gladly add it. And you also have to realize, yes, the list is short, but everything listed here is only the name of the material, not the individual characters. It says Metal Gear, but Metal Gear has a lot of characters. Like a lot of characters. Let's take a random series, Undertale, and just list the characters here. We have Frisk, Flo-E, Toriel, Napstablook, Papyrus, the dogs, Undyne, Undyne the Undying, Mad Dummy, Mettaton, and by extension Alphys, Muffet, Mettaton EX, Mettaton Neo, Asgore, Omega Flo-E, Asriel Dreamer, Sans, Chara. That's 17 and a half status templates with one game. Apply that logic to literally everything on the list. It's a lot, this is the potential I see in this meme. But why bother with that? You can just use Armstrong again, no need to be original. Listen, I love Metal Gear as much as the next guy. But even I think this is too much. There's so much potential in this meme, but people just stick with Sam, Armstrong, and Virgil. I know my words won't reach far. People will still use this Armstrong template until the sun explodes. But if I can convince at least one person to be original, then I will know that this crusade will work. Anyway, November is here. I have to watch JoJo, but just know that I'll be fighting with you all. When I return, I'll give you all the best goddamn status templates that I can offer. That's all I got to say, stay motivated and